Day 2, July 16th. Taking in the response of the participants' passion and enthusiasm from the first day, Reverend Owen Nakao, head minister of Pearl Church in Hawaii, USA, rose to the podium and delivered a morning plenary address entitled Human Relationships and Faith, Enhancing Relationships with the Teachings. In his presentation, Reverend Nakao offered an intimate and yet humorous peek into his life. Because he lives his life based on the teachings and is fully conscious of his role as a leader of the path, he actively seeks to sprinkle the fragrance and help save the people around him at every opportunity. Reverend Nakao's speech enabled participants to fully prepare their hearts and minds for the upcoming section meetings. Unit 3, Individual Relationships, included 5 section meetings that were entitled Human Sexuality, Husband and Wife, Family and Faith, Ties within the Church Community, and finally, Friends, Neighbors, and Co-workers. It has been a huge proposition for followers of the path to discover ways to exemplify the truth of the teachings and connect with the people around us in the current social environment where we have seen a rise in rampant individualism and the weakening of personal ties between people.
You're thinking like, wow, 17, 16, 15, 14, yeah, they're all a year apart.
It was almost no surprise that the section meeting Human Sexuality drew the majority of participants. This section meeting was designated to discuss Tenrikyo's position and response to the ongoing debate on homosexuality and same-sex marriages, which has been particularly heated recently in Western societies. Although much attention was placed on the importance of living a life rooted in faith, so we have presence of mind, courage, and self-confidence when we go about our daily interactions with people, participants also came to the conclusion that it was even more important to deepen our knowledge of the teachings and seek the parental heart in order to effectively extend a helping hand to people undergoing problems. It was a notable effort by the participants to return to the origin and restore the true spirit of the teachings.
I was longing for the second one.
Please welcome Reverend M.
The afternoon of Day 2 was devoted to the theme Community Ties. Reverend Jiro Morishita, head minister of Brotherhood Church in California, USA, delivered the plenary address titled Connecting to the Teachings, Connecting to the Community. Reverend Morishita shared concrete examples of how he interacts with the local community. While touching upon the social issues that were to be covered in the section meetings, Reverend Morishita emphasized the necessity for Tenrikyo churches to take on a more proactive role in the local community.
And is now in the care of his son and his family. Some of you know the Reverend Tomoharu Itakura, who was a bishop of the mission headquarters in America. I had many one-on-one discussions with the bishop on matters concerning the teachings. Once I asked, what is salvation? What does it mean to be saved in Tenrikyo? He quickly responded, simply stated, the saved mind is the one that can perceive the world in utter joy. This is the mind that has returned to the original pristine state as it was created. You must reflect it to the world so that the world will be convinced that it is the true path to follow. Unite your minds and construct a path of hope. You must reflect it to the world so that the world will be convinced that it is the true path to follow.
The afternoon continued with 5 section meetings, which were the aged and the afflicted, conflict and violence in the community, volunteer work and the community, bridging cultural gaps in the church and community, and Tenrikyo and other religions in the community. In the section meetings, participants engaged in stimulating dialogue and offered a variety of ideas on what Tenrikyo followers could do to meet the needs of their local communities.
He could always read those letters when he was feeling well.
You said that initially what you saw was some of the clothing in the shrine when you helped your friend move. But when you actually started learning about Tenrikyo, what was your reaction to, you know, all the Japanese stuff in the religion?
For me, it's all the same. So like uniting those world religions and climbing together would be quicker than one just going from the bottom all the way to the top.